Hey, what's up? I'm Rashad Antonio. This is the Token You So podcast, season 2, episode 5 of The Rings of Power on Amazon Prime, Halls of Stone. All spoilers. Gotta talk about a thing, talk about a thing. And I just want to say off top, I had 2 thoughts about this episode.
I was going to ask you what your thoughts were. Go ahead.
Yeah. One, it be your own people. You know what I'm saying?
Don't it?
It be your own people.
Don't
And
it?
2, RIP to a real one. Cause man, I wanted to go back to Numenor selfishly, and we did. And it cut me real deep, Shrek. You know what I'm saying? They really broke my heart when they killed my favorite homeboy over there who was, you know what I'm saying, who was still loyal to the true queen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that jump pissed me off.
So my thoughts are one word: discord. It's a lot of discord going on in this
Yes.
episode. A lot of discord. And then my other thought was it's 2 weeks in a row black folk taking the L on this show. Black folk or people of color taking the L on this show. Gotta fix this.
POCs is man, like yo, it's not holding it down.
We got to do better here, man. So
no, for real, you ain't lying, yo. Like, all right, so let's talk. Matter of fact, let's talk about Celebrimbor first, cause yo, so him and Alnatar, aka Sauron, aka Hellbrand, aka the Great Manipulator, is gaslighting everybody. Yo, it's funny, right? Because Celebrimbor is like, hey man, like I think I want to fall back because I can't really trust the men. You know what I'm saying? Like the dwarves was cool. You know what I'm saying? They
We've
had
been
a little,
beefing, but
you know what I'm saying? Like I appreciate them. They're reasonable beings. Of course, we the ones, we the elves. You know what I'm saying? Of course.
We're the children of Iluvatar. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying?
We are the maker of the rings. So why
you
can't of
know,
course you're gonna have some rings?
you know.
And he's like, but them was over there? Nah. They can't get no rings. They're gonna be easily deceived by the power of the rings.
What Celebrimbor was in my mind. Celebrimbor is like the aliens when they fly past Earth. Bloop, 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 talking to each other, which was translation for "lock the doors, honey. We're in the ghetto." To quote my girl from X-Men, the ghetto of the Milky Way, whatever. That's how Earth is the ghetto of the Milky Way. That's how. That's how. That is how Celebrimbor feel about humans. He's like men, human. He's like, yeah, no, man. We've seen how these dudes act and tying in with Celebrimbor, what he's saying with that is just look at Numenor.
Bruh.
The
Yeah.
new we're not talking about Numenor yet. We're just saying Numenor was blessed by the elves like in the first age or whatever. That's why they're like Aragorn is a descendant of Numenor. That's why he has like the long lasting life. They can live up to like 200 years old or whatever like that. But you see how they acting now over there in Numenor. We don't want nothing to do with these elves. Like they feeling themselves because they don't. You know what I'm saying? They done got advanced and stuff. But Celebrimbor and the rest of them cats are being played like a fiddle by Anna Sauron. It's Anatoly Sauron or whatever,
Sauronator, you know what I'm saying?
Sauronator.
Sauronatorous Rex out here is playing them like a fiddle,
Yes.
like so like they had this little gathering or whatever, like, and everybody's happy. He's like, oh man, the dwarves, man. Got the rings. I got y'all. Y'all can get your stuff together. Y'all can find some light. Y'all good. And Sauron is looking at him like, why is you conflicted? You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing was like how they positioned it, because it was like him just yapping away.
Yeah.
Sauron is looking like, man, you don't shut your ass up, please. You're doing too much. And then they also position Celebrimborn's like assistant now looking like it's Sauron's assistant. Because you remember, like she was the one that got him in the building in the first place. You know what I'm saying? For real. So you already know that he whispered them sweet nothings in her ear from the jump.
Yeah, he had that. Hey, little mama, let me tell you. That's a song right.
That's so funny. Wait till you see my. Anyway. And not the whisper song. That was really good, Tony. I appreciate that. All right. So
I try to give you one every episode.
No, man, that was a good one, yo. I was not expecting a whisper song. So they are all, at his little thing. Like I said before, he's talking to they like Sauron dips is looking outside, like, I need to convince this bastard to make these rings. And he comes up and like, look, yo, I feel like something was wrong. You know what I'm saying? With the ring that we kind of gave. I don't know. I feel like I wasn't on my job or whatever, yo. And he's looking at him like, nah, did you do something? You know what I'm saying? When he was making the rings, he was like, nah, we did something.
We did something.
He was like, we? He said, oh yeah. He said, you made them rings out of deception. He was like, what? He was like, yeah, the letter you sent. He was like, he said, no, this
you're
is
the one that lied. You're the one that lied to the great king to give the lad. You lied to him.
You lied to the king just to make these rings. And he was like, oh man, I ain't even know that the world was working like this.
Even though we know it really won't working like this.
That's the point, because like Celebrimbor is he's so manipulated that anything Anatar say, he gonna believe it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that I'm gonna talk about, like with the dwarves, that they was like, look, yo, come on, bro. Anyway, so they're having this conversation. He says, look, the only way this is gonna work is if we actually redeem ourselves and make the rings for the men even better than the ones before. I'm like, just so we can cancel out the negativity from the ring. Like, I'm like, yo, why did you believe in him? And okay, Tony, so think about this, right? This is the reason why all the rings were melted down into the rings to rule them all. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this is the reason why, because Celebrimbor was so stupid. You know what I'm saying? He was so enamored and enthralled and like super engaged with Sauron that he was so easily tricked.
Right. Because the whole thing is Sauron was upset that he didn't touch the actual elf rings. That's the thing. He couldn't imbue the elfish rings with any of his, power, with any of his, deception or part of him. It basically was him telling Celebrimbor how to make the rings. Celebrimbor made the rings, and that you saw in the last episode when the dwarf rings came, right before Celebrimbor was about to drop
Mithril.
Mithril in there. He says, I'll take that.
Let me take that.
He probably took that thing and said a little or something like that, and then dropped that deck off. He said something in the black speech in his mind. And he said something, I don't know, ancient spirits of evil transformed, just came form into Mumra.
Oh my God.
He said something or did something, and he enchanted that Mithril. And that's why the dwarves are kind of, doing their thing, right now. Also in that scene too, when, Celebrimbor was just like, yes, we're all friends, dwarves. Because the dwarves, came back just like, yo, thank you for, the rings and stuff. Did you see the Easter egg there, Rashad?
What was that?
The gate that goes into, God, what's, my mind slipped that quick. The mountain that the dwarves are in right now.
Khazad-dûm.
Khazad-dûm. Yeah,
Oh
the
yeah,
mountain.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah,
gate.
yeah. The
That's
gate
the
that they was like, yeah, you got to know the code to get in here. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like,
He says, yeah, you can only see the writing on it from by the light of the moon, and it takes a special word because the elves were the ones that kind of blessed that door, and we found out we know more about that door because that was from the same door from Fellowship of the Rings when it was with Gandalf, and it was that there for hours trying to figure out what the password was, and then Frodo was like, "Hey man, what's the Elvish word? What's the Elvish word for friend?" Moloch. And then the door opens up like, oh yeah, there it is right there. So yeah, so that was like the little Easter egg from there. But yeah, man, he like you said, so even though Anatar was still trying to like, hey man, we need to correct this, like you said, Celebrimbor still was like, no, I'm good. And then he was like, fine, I'll do this myself. Anatar was like, fine, we'll make these rings by ourselves or whatever. So we just talking about that. We just talking about the Celebrimbor and his sack right there, the elves, what's going on. We see a couple of scenes later. Celebrimbor's like at the top of his little office perch looking, and he just hears a holler. And he like goes down there and is like, what the hell is going on? And then they see like a piece of metal working just moving around. And he was like, what type of magic is Celebrimbor was like, what type of magic is this? And then Anatar just sitting there like, yeah, the girl was just sitting here trying to, make a design for the ring or whatever, and she, I don't know, she gone or whatever, and you see stuff falling and moving all around, and like a hammer gets picked up, tries to hit, and she's about to hit Celebrimbor. Celebrimbor stops the hand, and he's like, hold on, and he slips the ring off that they had, the makeshift ring, and it's her, and she was like, what the? She was horrified, like, yo, what the was that or whatever? And then he's like, yo, be easy. He goes, Anatar, sorry. It's okay. You're amongst friends. What did you see? And she was like, it's like I was here, but it was like a veil, a ghostly veil. And there's like an evil force here. And I saw it. It's just flames. We all know she was looking at Sauron the whole time in his natural form because that's the same state that Frodo goes in the original 3 movies when he put the ring on and he disappear and stuff. He's like in that little nether in between world type stuff or whatever. And there was like, and they see Celebrimbor, hey man, what you do different? And he was like, I was like, you do not know different or whatever. The girl's like, well, he thought that maybe if we use some more mithril than we did beforehand, it would cancel out. He was like, Celebrimbor was like, what the heck? No,
no, not at all.
Not at all. That's not what you do. And Sauron just sitting there like, I knew that. I just need you to help forge these things. Like he says, you're the best forger on this in Middle Earth. I need you to forge these things so I can view my power. I knew this or whatever.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, and it was just one of those things, and then he was like, fine. And then he was going into the whole, hey, look, you don't have to help to put the rings, but just tell me the formula to, make the rings right. But then he got interrupted before he did that because young Durin had arrived to complain about what's going on with the dwarfish rings, and we're gonna talk about that in a second. While all that is still going on, High King Gil-galad finally gets that letter that Celebrimbor had wrote. Bro. Everything is fine, Your Highness. It is great to let you know we are shutting down. I've shut down the forge. This and that. I'm coming to join you. And Celebrimbor and not Celebrimbor, Gil-galad knows this is a BS because this ring is start like humming to him and something like that. And he like, I don't know. And then like this other female elf was like, hey yo, and because Gil-galad was like, I think I'm gonna still send some troops over there to to just see what's going on. And she's like, hey yo, F them. It's an orc army damn being built that's coming. We need to stop, we need to stop them. In the meantime, our boy young Elrond rose up in there, and he like, yo, Galadriel was right. He was like, yo, son, up with these. Like Galadriel was right. The orc army is coming. They're heading to. They basically like the orc army is basically heading towards where Sauron is. I forget the. Yeah, I forget the name.
Aragon.
Yeah, Aragon heading towards there. It's like, and then he's just like, really? He says, well, look, we can't fight two armies. We can't fight two battles on the front or whatever. So we're just going to try to handle this. Say we're just going to handle this one. And Elrond is like, my God, what are you doing? Yeah, what are we doing?
That's Aragon. That's like the best of what the elves have ever done. We're just gonna let it fall.
Yeah, we're just gonna let it fall. And he's just like,
yeah, don't care.
So he's like, and Elrond was pissed. You listening to that ring? He says, you don't know what I've been seeing with this ring on right here, such and such. So, yeah, I mean, yeah. So that's basically the whole elf arc, right, Rashad? Or else I'm not.
Yeah, that's it. That's all the elf stuff.
That's all the elf arc stuff.
Oh yeah. Hold up. So we finished the elves. We see when the orcs roll up, we see that they have what
Galadriel.
Galadriel. Yes. And Galadriel hopped out the little thing and straight up about to shank Adar. He was like, fam, I brought you here as a guest. I'm really trying to. We have a common enemy over there. If you ain't figured it out or not yet. Yeah. She was like,
but did you see how horrified the orcs were when they lift that thing?
Oh yeah,
they were like, "It's her, shit's her," and like even Adar's son was kind of like, he was like ready to cut. He was like, Adar was like, "Hey, yo, chill, man.
Just relax. Because they know Galadriel will kill 40 of them out of nowhere.
Like Eddie Murphy did, go to child, just like his axe. He killed 40 of them just like
for that. Real.
Yeah. For real.
Yeah. So that's I do like how the enemy of my enemy is my friend situation going on with Adar.
And about Adar too, he is a character made up for this show. He's a character made up for the show. He isn't talking, but I like what they done with him as saying that he was one of the first elves to awaken on Middle Earth. He was one of the first elves to awaken, and a lot of those elves that first awoken, they were snatched up by Melkor, aka Morgoth, and those are the ones. And so he's like the first. He's like one of the first orcs, or whatever.
Yeah. So essentially, they're like the fallen angels.
Yeah, yeah, they were like, he was like one of the first orcs, so that's why he still kind of have an elfish look to him. But you see, he's been twisted and mutilated to be kind of a
he ain't that ugly. You know what I'm saying?
And he's one of the first. That's why they refer to him as father too. You know what I'm saying?
The rest of the orcs, definitely,
stuff like that. So he basically was like, "Hey, girl, chill. I'm trying to kill this Sauron motherfucker too, for real."
Yeah, we can actually, do this together if you want to, but I know this is against your proclivities as an elf. Right. You know what I'm saying? He like, hey fam, I'm an elf too, so I understand.
Listen, we saw your brother died in the first age, and you've been on the rampage ever since. Sorry.
Yeah, we really killed that bastard. Yeah, him. He was a real one though. But we killed him. He was a strong fight.
He was a real one, but as Frankie Pollock homeboy said, "You real? You really real?"
Wow. All right, y'all. Let's move on to the dwarves.
The dwarf. What's the term, Rashad? Power corrupts.
Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You are seeing Sauron's power at work.
Yes.
With the dwarfish ring.
Yo.
With Durin Senior. Yeah, during the third.
So during the third. Matter of fact, let's just start from the beginning. So I like how this episode starts. We have just regular stuff going on, and they're just chipping away.
Mm-hmm.
King Durin's like, "Hey, that ring is talking to him. Put that ring on. Put them other ring. He ain't put no more rings on." He said, "Let me get that big pretty blue one right there." And the ring is talking to him. He says, "Hey, I know where you should dig." So he walks over to where his son is at and his boy, and he's like, "Look, man, I need you to dig right there." He's like, "Sir, that is a foundation point." He said, "Shut up and dig."
Yes, he basically hold his son and shut up and dig.
As a matter of fact, you don't want to dig? Give me your axe. So he started digging. Clow, 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 clow. A little bit of rumbling, gling, and light comes through. You know what I'm saying? So he's looking like, yo, when I tell you to dig, boy, I mean dig.
That's exactly. He said, wherever I tell you, he said, next time I give you an order to dig, you dig where I tell you to dig. You understand me, son?
He said, we bring the sun to us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we can be down here because we know how to do it. Yeah. So
then he found a couple of more spots.
Another spot. And then you see a quick little montage of the reflective mirrors reflecting the light back on the plants and stuff like that. And he's like, man, he did it, but at what cost? You know what I'm saying?
And everybody's chanting his name, and he's just like basking in it. And you saw his wife, you saw Disa during the fourth. She was looking like, I don't like that.
I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. I'm about to drop a dime on that. You know what I'm saying? So they are going. Okay. I absolutely love like the like the lighter moments that they have in the show. Like it's just him and his wife, Duran and Disa, just shopping. You know what I'm saying?
A dwarf market.
Yeah, he's going to the market. He's like, oh my God, I gotta get this crystal for the girl. You know what I'm saying? It's her birthday. And they're like haggling prices and everything. And she just gave that lady $200 with 200 credits or whatever. And she got it for 150. So she pocketed out the 50. You know what I'm saying? So this just a small dynamic that like I love. Until she dropped.
But also too, remember he was like, why the hell is this thing this much price? And he's like, hey, King Durin, it's the price of this, but we also got to have a ring tax. He said a ring tax. Yo, he was pissed that the son
people playing games, yo. It is making up stuff, yo. Like a ring tax is hilarious. No, he really said that though. So she drops it, and of course it comes to this point to the point where it just keeps rolling. It's very cartoonish, but it ends up rolling down to like behind thing in a crevice
and a secret
in this like secret oasis in the middle of the cave. Of the mountain rather, and she starts to sing. You know what I'm saying? And then for some reason the crystal appears on like the crevice, like the edge of the water.
Because I think it was like a sound crystal. It
was.
Sound or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So she started cranking on him, and the crystal appeared. As is happening, she starts to hear something. He was like, And then
that ain't the mountain talking back to me, because she talks about
it ain't the mountain. And then she sees like the water ripple. And then she messes around, try to skedaddle, that crystal break. And then we just see cuts to next scene. You know what I'm saying? And she's trying to explain to Durin something. Well, by way of Durin trying to explain to his dad, like, look, yo,
because remember his dad was telling his assistant, all right, he's looking at maps of the caves, and he's like, man, it's so much. This thing telling me it's so much more treasure deep buried.
Yeah. There's gold in them there hills. You know what I'm saying?
Like the ring is like consuming him with greed. Remember too, he had took the ring off, And he was like, "Where's my ring?" And he almost yoked up his dude. He was like,
he said,
Your
fam,
Highness, he took it off. He says, "Where is it? It's
it's
right
right
there."
there.
You sat there and said it was heavy on your. He says, "Oh yeah, I did say that, or whatever." And he
Like,
put it.
dog, like, I don't want your ring, my dog. I don't want the ring.
Yeah, relax. So he's like looking at the fact. He's like, "Why we stop digging at this point?" Why? He was like, dude was like, "Your Highness, you the one that said don't dig no further than this point." And he like,
He said, who
"Man,
said that? He said,
who
you
said
said
that?"
it like, you said like 20, 30 years ago, dude. That
Yeah.
was you.
He was like, Durham was like, King Durham was like, "Man, F what I said. Start digging at the marks I marked on that daggone thing." Young Durham walked up in there and was like, "Hey, yo, please don't do this. Stop. And his dad like, "What's wrong with you?" He was like, "Look, man, Disa, you know, she's you know, saying she can talk to the mountains. You know, she's a mountain singer and stuff." And earlier we saw too, Durham was like, "Yeah," because Disa was saying that like, "Yo, like it ain't if he got this ring to tell him where to do stuff at, it ain't no point for us mountain singers and stuff. But we have a better connection with the mountain type thing."
Yeah.
He was like, "Man, she sings to the mountain, and the mountain may tell her something. This right here shows me where it's at. What's good?" He was like, "No," he says, "Pops, she said it's something deep, and something we found. It's something deep, ancient, and evil that we sent down there." And we all know what that is. It's down there. And Gandalf said it. The Balrog.
Yeah, that's the Balrog, and not the dude from Street Fighter either.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah. So King Durin, like, okay, cool. All right, so go ahead and dig. He told us to do, yeah, so go ahead and dig. And he's like, Lord Durin, like, "Hey man, please don't dig."
man, can you just listen to me, please? Like, my wife ain't missed but one time, you know. Like, you really count that against her. I don't appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he's like, hold on, hold on, son. Mm-hmm. Got something for you.
Right. Something for you. He said, he was like,
got something for you.
Guess who back in the Rockefeller chain family?
Yeah, he said, Bob. he come back. He come back upstairs to his wife. Is like, "Hey, so did you tell him?" He said,
"I tried. I tried." She moved that beard out the way. She says, "Hold on."
I really did. She was like, "This right here, you know,
right?
Like, you've been deceived too." You know what I'm saying? Like, why ain't nobody? Okay, again, ain't nobody listening to Black women. We don't appreciate it, Like, trying to save y'all, and y'all, and they don't want to be saved. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's interesting just to see everybody's demise. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because
go ahead, Rich, I'm sorry.
Because it's just wild, how Sauron was able just to pick everybody off basically like one by one and then just kind of working on its own. Like, he ain't got to be there.
Right. Because it's like the dwarves have been naturally secretive and greedy. People know that, you know what I'm saying? And the rings ain't doing nothing but boosting.
Yeah, it's definitely exacerbating.
Because we saw earlier, that's when young Durin, he went back to go see Celebrimbor and was like, "Hey man, what y'all do to this damn ring? It's doing some stuff to my pops, yo."
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
No, and then he like, "What you talking about?" And he's like, "No, man, like my dad is more, he said he's more ill-tempered. He quick to pop off and show something off, and he ready to do a whole lot of stuff, man." And then he like, "I don't know, man. You sure?" He was like, "Well, you sure it ain't just him?" But he's like, "No, man. What did you do?" And he's like, "I didn't do nothing." And then that's when he talked to him and he says, "Look, I trust you." He says, "But maybe it was the maker that had something to do with it." He was talking about Anatar, and Anatar could hear all this stuff going on.
And Anatar's like, "Man, get the little bastards out of here."
Before he repoisoned this man's mind, put some clarity in that
man's mind. And that's why he was all like, "Man, we can't get this in the men. If the dwarves is tripping, definitely can't get this in the men." You know what I'm saying?
And then like King Durin, he flexed even harder on the other dwarf lords that came, because he brought them because they had 7 rings, and he said, hello, representative of the 7 dwarf lords, blah, blah, blah. He said, this great power here. And he was like, yeah, y'all give me this. Oh, he says, this is what we're going to do. He says, I'm going to give them all to y'all. Y'all going to do this. And then one of the he smacked his hand and said, no, you go back and tell your lord, not you as an emissary, that they come here and we got to cut a deal. And we later find out that deal was King Durin wanted half of each dwarf lord's like findings in their mountains and stuff or whatever they get. So yeah, man. I mean, deception, man. Descent, man. It's
the seeds of discord have been sown.
Yes.
And they're already starting to reap a small harvest, man. It's wild, yo. Just watching them. And then as we get to
finally
the Numenorians, boy, Tony, it's crazy because one, forever our Queen Muriel is like, Elendil, what's going on? I'm like, yo, man, just since you just got to sit down, man. Like it's a wrap for you. You know what I'm saying? You are not long for this world.
Said, there's some people out there that are calling for you as the true queen, but
that don't even matter, yo.
Your cousin, he got all the power, right?
Yeah, Pharazôn.
Yeah, Pharazôn.
Pharazôn wild too. You know what I'm saying? Because he got the Palantir, even though he was acting all stupid. Oh my god! He's like, yo, he straight is consorting with the Palantir himself. You know what I'm saying? And also, he don't care about nobody. He should have told his son. He said, hey, Kemen, your mama once said, prophesied that you was gonna come to ill ends. He was like, what are those ends? And he's like, you want to know, don't you, little boy? How about you do this favor for me? And I tell you, it has to do with Elendil. So essentially, he's trying his best to bait Elendil to do something stupid so they can arrest Elendil. Because, after Elendil's gone, it ain't going to be hard to get to Queen Muriel. You know what I'm saying? Because she's not going to have no protector. So, and this boy is acting like a bastard so bad. It's crazy, right? He comes out to the court. He's chilling. Hey, man, what's going on? He sees our homeboy, what's that man's name? Valandil.
Yeah.
He's like,
his best friend.
Yeah, Isildur's friend. You know what I'm saying? People of color unite. So he looks at him, he said, hey man, everybody who was loyal to the queen, we gotta give up, you know what I'm saying, like our arm and basically,
all the shipwrights gotta turn.
I gotta turn everything. And he was like,
turning everything.
Your 10 year is done. I need all your equipment. Everything got leashed on it. You know what I'm saying? So he's looking at him like, who's under whose order? And he was like, the order of the king. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not anything. You know what I'm saying? You're not a captain. And he was like, yeah, I know I'm not a captain. And Valandil is pissy hot as always. And he's like, yo, captain leaving the boat or whatever they say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they paid their respect. Also, remember too, we saw Elendil's daughter.
Oh, Tony.
Who turned? Yeah. Oh my God.
Be your own people.
What? I'm gonna tell you a phrase I like to say: family can be your greatest ally and your worst enemy at the same damn time. And that is exactly what his daughter, she chose her side. And she was like, father, you need to go ahead and just join. And he's like, yeah, it looked like you chose your side or whatever. But he was like, Elendil was like, yo, F y'all, I'm out of here. And he took his sword off, turned everything, and you see all the shipwrights say, Captain leaving post, and they all pay. And he was like, no. He's not a captain no more. And they all looked at him like, and you saw that he turned around and he was just like, He was ready to get busy with the dude right then and there, and he was just like, you know what? It ain't even worth it.
No.
And then you just see and then you just see everybody. My captain, my captain, my captain. And that was a flex move to let them know, like, yeah, we may not be Shirai, but they respect who, you know what I'm saying? They know who they respect, you know.
Yeah, they still ride it out for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You know what that reminded me of too? That reminded me in the movie Gladiator with Maximus.
Oh yeah,
When he
yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
they was like, oh man, they was like, yo, you've been gone for like about a year or so, but your army's still up there waiting for you, waiting for you in the north, yo. For real.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, he said your army's still waiting for you in the north, or whatever. When he saw his servant, but yeah, so he leaves or whatever, and they're all pissy. You know what I'm saying? Like he's looking all pissy, like it's why these shows always find a way to get you a dude that's just a straight up dick that you just don't like.
Yeah,
Man,
they find like, yo, the entitled nepo baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like daddy's got me and all that nonsense. Like, yeah, that's really he embodies that.
Yeah. So next thing we see with the Numenorians are they're in the temple, and they are basically honoring their dead. You know, saying honoring their dead. You see Illendale, you see I can't, you just said his name.
Valendale.
Yeah, Valendale. You see like the high priest like saying, hey, you know, they're going here, they're doing that. And you know what I'm saying, and they lay like these seashell with candles in them, to, you know, float off into the abyss or whatever. Here comes Captain Prick. This temple has been seized by decree of the king. And they're like, yo, this is the oldest temple on Numenor. What the hell are you talking about? He was like, yes, we're going to be turning this into a new aqueduct. I said, what? I'm like, what? And you see them all looking like, oh man, no. We're not doing this in church. This is what we're not going to do right here in church right now. And then he was just like, yeah, this and that. And then, you know, Valentin, he's ready to get busy, but you see, Illendale's like, chill, man. It's cool. Y'all, all right, we about to go. And you see one of the priests who's about to grab, I guess, a statue that represents like them moving on to the next world or whatever. He's like, yo, I just want to take this statue and put it in the thing, and they about to arrest this dude.
Like, basically he was like, I needed to put this in there so the souls can transition over to the, you know, to the next world for them. And your boy was like, oh, he grabs it and then he just drops that joint like with the most smug smirk face. You know what I'm saying? And after that, that's, I mean, all hell breaks loose because
Ellendale stole on him. he gave like, and then he does the most hoish move ever.
Grab him
and hold him for me. What?
Like Tony Baker. Grab him and hold him.
Grab him and hold him.
Grab him and hold him.
And he was getting ready to get, you know, still on Illendale, but Valentin said, no, this ain't gonna happen. And then that's when all hell breaks loose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they're fighting inside the temple. You know what I'm saying? They fighting in church, y'all. They fighting in church.
Valentin grabbed that boy, two-pieced him, grabbed his arm, and broke his arm.
I cheered when he did that.
I was like, oh, snap. And then then grabbed his sword. It was about to kill him. And so Illendale was like, fam, we gotta stop. So he puts the sword down and was like, yeah, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate you for stopping. I was like, I know they ain't just stabbed. I know he ain't just piercing from behind, yo. Like, he's straight coward, yo.
Stabbed him from behind through the chest, and then the unmitigated gall to take the sword, clean it off in the water, and then be like, he started it.
Let him know that he was the instigator. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, yo. Like, so like, that jump hits you so bad. And, you know, and not even that, because it just was so little of Numenor. Like, as I was thinking about it today, I was like, yo, the Numenorian stuff to me is so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's so far removed from like the fantastical portion
Mm-hmm.
of the universe. For
Mm-hmm.
them, it's strictly like, we going off of like folklore and like religion and just
Mm-hmm.
like familial issues. To me, that's like it's just very compelling. And
Yeah.
I feel like they don't really know what to do with that part
Yeah.
right now.
Also, too, with Numenor, we ain't talk about this either. You see Farazan talking to his son earlier, and they were in like somebody else, and they were talking, and they were just like pissing on the elves. Yeah, the elves, this and that, blah 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 blah. They, if you go to the top of that tower or whatever, you can see the gate that leads to Valinor, which is the Undying Lands. And their thing is like, we're gonna go to the Undying Lands type thing. And he's like, yeah, we're gonna find a way to, what I'm saying, to do that, to go to the Undying Lands, because they're trying to keep the Valar and the elves are trying to keep that away from us, dude. Eru Iluvatar, which is basically the god of of the Tolkien universe, created everything. The elves. He created the elves and he created the men, and he imbued you with the flame imperishable, which is the, the flame of life. The dwarves were created by another Valar that tried to make them, but they didn't have their free will. So to say you can keep them, but you got to keep them asleep. My elves are gonna wake up first. He made it where the elves were blessed with immortality, along with the Valar, and they could go over to, Valinor. Men have the gift of death to go into the great halls with Eru Iluvatar. Dude, you just don't know. I know death sucks, but you have it so much better by doing that. And these idiots on Numenor are just so full of themselves. And say something, Rashad. It's the arrogance of Numenorians is quite similar to the arrogance of Americans.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely an analog. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
guess
Mm-hmm.
back then at his time, like that would be
Mm-hmm.
like what? When was this stuff written?
This is written like during World War II, World War One ish.
Yeah,
So
so it's gonna be like either like England or
England,
Germany. You know what I'm
Germany,
saying?
it's the hubris and
Yeah.
the elitism that they feel that they have, that's just out of this world and just ridiculous to me. Not in the story wise, but just saying how the
Oh no, no,
Numenorians.
but no, that's I mean, that's the point, of course. But like
Mm-hmm.
like to me, that's why it's so interesting because
Mm-hmm.
even everybody's being corrupted. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I could not imagine if one of my daughters was like, yo, you on the wrong side, dad. Like, like I reared you your whole life. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how you gonna turn
Mm-hmm.
your back on me?
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? Because that's how
Mm-hmm.
mad they are about what she probably is about, like her mom not being there or whatever.
Right. And then her
Which is
thinking
which
is
is
and
was
thinking Isildur is
Isildur's
dead and stuff. Yeah.
motivation, thinking he
Uh-huh.
did. Like, yo, my dad is like the one who's ruined everything for me. So I gotta be on the side of power. Cause if not, I'm just gonna die with everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, man.
Can't wait till Isildur shows back up and see all the hell that has been broken loose on
Mm-hmm.
his beloved Numenor.
Yeah, I mean, somebody
Shout
was
out. Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No,
Oh,
go
my
ahead.
bad. Because somebody was like, yeah, yo, like I hope Isildur you don't win. I said, man, he might as well. Because he ain't gonna have no home no more in the few, so
Right.
might as
And we
well.
and we already know how Isildur ended up anyway in the grand scheme of things in this story. But it's just this once again, man. This show, the hate that this show gets is ridiculous. But this show is so so beautiful looking, and for me, um, the Lord of the Ring verse, the Tolkien universe, is to me is like one of the most. It's one of the most. This is grammatically incorrect what I'm about to say, but one of the most best, one of the best universes out there, because this was basically a project of love for him. You got to realize Tolkien created what? How many languages, Rashad? Like three, four languages. The black speech. elvish language, the dwarf language. I think it might be one more language he created, and he based all this stuff off of of religious aspects and everything like that, folk tales, and I just love it. Also, shout out to us for basically saying what we said what was going to be focused on this episode, and it sure enough was what we said was focused on this
Hey
episode.
man,
Which
we
was
just we just out here just watching the stuff and being prudent
doing.
listeners, you know what I'm saying, and thinkers. Oh yeah, by the way, back on Threads. So a couple of days ago,
Mhm.
I asked him who's the MVP between
Mhm.
Arendir, the Ents, Isildur, and Galadriel.
Mhm.
And overwhelmingly, Arendir won by 53%.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The Ents got like 30.
Okay.
Galadriel 15, Isildur 3. So yeah. Who's MVP this episode?
Ooh. Sauron.
For real? Like he's
Anatar Sauron.
yeah. Sanatorius Rex. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Sanatar definitely won this. Like,
Uh-huh.
yo, he's the only person who is doing the thing that he wants to do.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
If he was able to change his father's mind, then young Durin could have been
He could have
MVP.
been, you know what I'm saying?
But no, man, it's Sauron. He's the puppet master, and they are his playthings.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that, man?
Sauron.
That he want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Sanatorius Rex definitely wins this week, man. So yeah, I definitely again, it's not like we're not doing super duper numbers on this show. I do not care.
Yeah,
I love this show.
Mm-hmm.
I love watching it. I know like I'm not the biggest Tolkien head, you know what I'm saying? I haven't read the sacred text, page turners they are not. You know what I'm saying? Like I do appreciate what they're doing with the show. And shout out to Amazon Prime, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be a multi conglomerate business making money hand over fist, you know what I'm saying, and making people work in warehouses 15 hours at a time and just being real crazy, you might as well make a decent show.
Yeah.
You might as well spend the money you're not giving to your employees. You know what I'm saying? Because this is peak television making and watching. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't lie. So that being said, we are about to get in the busy season. Next week, we have this show. We also have Agatha All Along, as well as The Penguin on Max. That's Friday. So if you haven't subscribed to the team over here at the Upon Further Review, you should do that. Also, on all the things that everywhere we at on social, Facebook if you're nasty, IG, YouTube, of course, Threads. Get on Threads, y'all. Like Threads is such a more wholesome Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Like it hasn't been corrupted yet. So definitely get over there. It's definitely more conversational. If you guys was on Twitter like maybe like 10 years ago, that's Threads right now. It's just it's a much more fun place to be. But yeah, that's all I really got. You got anything else?
No. Shout out to the Emmys are coming on this Sunday, if I'm not mistaken.
True. Shogun,
our favorite show probably so far this year. Shogun.
15.
Yeah, we're gonna see how many they win. I'm pretty sure they're going to rack up.
Yo, I'm going double digits. I'm gonna say I'm going over 9. You know what I'm saying?
What they had 25 nominations?
I think so. There's a lot. I'm going 10.
I'm gonna go 10 too. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm going 12.
You want prices right, me? Yeah. So I got Tony got 10. I mean, I got 10. Tony got 12. Yeah. 12. Again, Shogun. Still the show of the year so far.
Indeed. So yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if X-Men gets something too.
They deserve it, yo. They
X-Men
they
gets
they
something
they
because they
really do deserve it because they lost the animation to what cartoon they lose that to?
it's some BS cartoon.
I forgot, but it was something that we watched too. I just can't remember what it was, but yeah.
Not Attack on Titan, was it?
Nah, that wasn't even that wasn't even in there. You know what I'm saying? But nah.
Rumble.
Yeah.
Was it Jujutsu?
Nah. Emmys. Let me check. Winners animation. Because it was like, the category was stacked. Blue Eye Samurai won.
Okay.
Blue Eye Samurai was good too, but like I definitely would have preferred X-Men 97 over Blue Eye Samurai.
Yeah. So
yeah,
y'all. So that's what that. Like I said, we about to get busy, man. It's about to be popping up in here. Then next thing you know, movie wise, I think Gladiator is the next big thing that's coming out. Or as us black folk have been saying, Denzel Washington in Rome.
Yeah. Denzel in Rome is coming real soon.
Denzel in Rome is coming real soon, man. So yeah, like I said, a great time for shows and everything, And a lot of people might be saying, "Oh my God, it's overload," but you got to remember that writer's strike stopped a whole lot of stuff that supposedly came out like last year and some stuff the year before. So we're here for it. We got content. As long as we got content, hey, you guys get to see us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Give us our just our opinions on it, man. Like I said, so it's all good. Anything else you got, Ray?
No, that's it, man. We appreciate y'all. We will see you guys next Thursday. Twice. Yeah. Till next time.